These were the scenes in Madrid as Spain book a place in the World Cup final, defeating France by 2-0. It will, of course, be New York. They'll be hosting that final on Sunday. Many thought it'd be France, but indeed it is the European champions who eliminate the favourites to go through, looking for their second ever World Cup. This is how things stand then. Spain are in the final. And tomorrow it's the little matter of England against Argentina to see who will face them at the MetLife on Sunday. Welcome in to the ESPN FC studios. Look at this for a lineup. Champions League winners, World Cup winners, Craig Burley. It's all go. Craig Macker, Frank Leboeuf, Santi Solari, all alongside me to reflect on what we saw go down in that semi-final. Spain defeating France by 2-0. Wow. Spain dominated right from the start. We'd see Lamine Yamal win a penalty, Oyarzabal would convert it, and then a beautiful team goal would see Pedro Porro guarantee the victory for Spain, who thoroughly deserved this victory, who dominated from the start, and are through to the final, Craig, very much on merit.
Played definitely their best game of the tournament. Surprised a lot by France. How not until the end they never really threatened Unai Simon, particularly in the first half. But Spain, we know they're good on the ball, but they've been super organised defensively this tournament. Only one goal, that was the game against Belgium. And for most part of this game, they looked solid tonight. A really, really professional performance from Spain, some good goals, and really nullified the Dembeles, the Michael Olise. You know, guys that have Kylian Mbappe, guys that have lit it up for France when they've been struggling, guys that have lit it up for their clubs. On one of the biggest of days, just didn't turn up. But you've got to give Spain a lot of credit for shutting them down. But I have to say, I'm surprised that it was as easy as it was in the end for Spain.
Those stats actually flatter France because they were actually quite close possession shots on target. But as Craig rightly said, Spain dominated the game, didn't they? France got a couple of efforts near the end of the game. But in general, Spain were excellent, and to nullify France, who have, as you said, who've been scoring 3s and 4s and 2s and 3s every single game, you thought they'd just come today and exploit the Porros, the Koubarsis, the Laporte, of course, who's playing in Saudi Arabia, but they made us all look like fools. Everybody thought France would get to the final, and Spain were incredibly dominant today. Very, very good performance from the Spanish.
Before that final, there was a debate in France. If France didn't win that World Cup, would it be a failure or a deception? And I would have gone, say, if you play a good game, if you give 100% and you hit the post 3 times and you lose 1-0 on penalty shootout, it can be a deception. But today, it's both of them. Because that was a failure. That game wasn't a good game. As you said, Spain deserved 100% to win. We didn't see anything coming from France being good. I think we can't find any chances that they could score. Maybe the Doué at when Unai Simon stopped the shot, but otherwise Spain were above France everywhere, and that's why you want to say hat off to the Spanish team. And you go back, disappointed, but you have to learn your lesson. It's hard. The World Cup is hard because, you don't need to run fast, at the beginning if you slow down around very close to the final. And it's what happened to the French team.
De La Fuente got everything right.
Yes.
Didn't he, Santi? You take a look. You've got Pedri on the bench, for crying out loud.
Amazing collective. Well, that is the coach taking a risk and believing in what he's doing. But it's an amazing collective effort from Spain. Towards the tactical aspect of the game, because they dominated, not from the beginning. I think the first 15-20 minutes, France pushed forward. They were pushing with the fullbacks, Digne and Koundé. But then, after the first mistake that France makes, and one of the first incursions from Cucurella on the outside, that he crosses a mistake, a childish mistake, that punished very, very heavily France, because once Spain it's on top of you with 1 goal, and with that kind of possession of the ball, it makes it much more difficult.
Yeah, the first goal was incredibly important today, and it was
a penalty, obviously.
Yeah, it was a definite penalty, but it was but it was fairly amateurish, wasn't it? Going up in the air, not looking where you're clearing your lines. That effectively changes the game in a game of this magnitude, with such fine margins to give a penalty away and go behind, you thought.
But then there was no response really from
No, and it could have been. Sorry,
It's okay. It's okay.
It could have been worse. Olise could have been red carded also because of the tackle from behind. Even if Maka thinks no.
Nope.
No, well, he played in England. I did too, but I was making the tackle. He was crying, but at that time, whatever. But that could have been worse. And yes, that's the thing that I can't stand is the fact that we didn't have any reaction. Yeah. That maybe because Spain has a real thought about what they have to do on the field. Exactly. That is very solid.
Without the ball.
Yeah, without the ball.
Exactly.
They know exactly what they have to do without the ball. They, for sure, know what they have to do with the ball. France, you just wait. Normally, it's what it is, the patient. You have a tactical defensive action. Let's say, wait for them. And then, in transition, go fast. But we didn't see that.
Once you're losing, you don't get to get so many transitions because it's the other team that has the ball, and defensively Spain was absolutely perfect.
Oh, perfect.
When I mean defensively, I don't mean the defenders. I mean the whole team, the midfielders and the attackers too, because the effort from Oyarzabal and Olmo to cover the triangle with the goalkeeper and the two centre backs and doing it perfectly. A very good high pressure with a very good high line from defending that showed. In the 36th minute, I think there are a few, 2 or 3 plays in a row in which Mbappe tries to run behind the back and he gets caught offside. And I think those plays show how well trained is.
If you said Kubasi and Laporte,
yeah, that's what I meant.
Against this front four, you'd have said they're going to get caught running in behind. They're going to get caught, but they rarely put themselves in a bad position.
True.
That they left themselves so much. They squeezed.
What was France's best chance?
Do it.
When the goalkeeper's out.
Near the end of the game.
But Spain squeezed the game, but not crazy.
No, but with every player, with the midfielders.
With Rodri, and they squeezed the game, but they made sure they didn't leave like almost a whole half.
But then you have the goalkeeper, one chance with Mbappe running behind the back. And the goalkeeper, Unai, is in a very good position. So this is a system.
That's a team effort. Exactly. That's a real team effort. But I have to say, I'm sorry, but I didn't expect Laporte to be at that level. Playing in Saudi Arabia and being French. No, but
he's lucky he's not French now.
Well, we say that about Olise.
Awful third, fourth playoff.
Yeah, we said that about Olise at the beginning of the World Cup. So no, we are. It's a backup, but really, what Laporte did with Kubasi was absolutely fantastic.
You feel that he needs somebody like that next to him at Barcelona.
Let's give
that experience.
Let's give Cucurella and Porro to.
Oh yes, perfect.
Because when Porro plays for Tottenham, he's very inconsistent. Yeah. But he looks much better in this.
Well, he's been fantastic.
Spain side. But you talk about big decisions from De La Fuentes. Mm-hmm. And we talked about Roberto Martinez in Portugal and Ronaldo and how he sort of bowed to Ronaldo. He's in 40-odd years old. You've got to make a big decision. He started with Fabian Ruiz. He then benched him for Dani Olmo. He then brings in Moreno, particularly off the bench. He then drops Pedri. Yep. This is a coach with a lot less experience than Roberto Martinez. Yeah. A lot less experience, and so he's made these big
less
calls.
Experience professionally, but De La Fuente a huge experience.
Yes, I mean in terms of the professional ranks.
Yeah,
I know he's coached, a lot with.
But on another hand,
that's a big call with Pedri over the last couple of games.
Yeah, but on another hand, you really have to question Didier Deschamps why he decided to put back to Tchouaméni, where Tchouaméni just came back from injury. When you had Kone, we were the best French player in the knockout game before, and you wonder, so why do you change that? Why do the guy is always on top of it when he has the ball? Kone always go forward. Where we know Tchouaméni can slow down the game a little bit, of course maybe defensively is better because he played for Real Madrid. Maybe he knows the Spanish players more or in a better way. But I didn't understand that move. So maybe Didier will explain why, because it doesn't make any sense for me.
I didn't expect any changes from France for this game.
Yeah, Barcola maybe.
But this is it's always the same. When
you
coaches
lose.
make the changes and then you lose, and then you with the Monday newspaper we can, you know,
Santi, that's what we do.
Now we do it before the game, even. Before the
You
game,
know,
we
that's
say,
this show.
Exactly.
but I can,
You signed for it.
I can show you the other part of it. For example, Deschamps decided Barcola to play today,
Yeah.
and it maybe, you know, as well, Doué could have played from the beginning, but the moment Barcola left the game, Spain scored the second
Runner.
goal. Yes, because Barcola made a great defensive effort today during the whole game. So it's so difficult sometimes to make these decisions.
Yeah, but Santi,
And it's they are so tiny.
The question mark.
He let Pedro Porro run off.
The thing is, people were saying Doué will be better to start because he can follow Pedro Porro, where Barcola is less a defender, which you are saying completely the opposite, and you are right. But I thought that was a great move because we all thought that Spain would be a little bit higher on the field, and the fact that Barcola can run, and we saw that the first 10 minutes before Spain scored the first goal, that he can surprise people behind the defense. But that's why he put him. I think is justified. Tchouaméni is not justified.
For Spain, there is always Rodri as well.
He was great again.
Yeah.
We questioned him coming back from injury, maybe not the same.
Just the positional sense.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't need to run about as much as
All of them, they were
players
great.
because he's very, very clever. And he didn't have his best season at Man City, and he did have quite a lot of injuries, but he just reads the game so well. And
This was his best game, wasn't it, today? I thought he was magnificent, the same as you.
yeah, he's brilliant.
It's interesting, we always kind of build up superstars and look into this. It was Mbappe against Lamine Yamal. And you think, looking back, well, they won 2-0. Lamine Yamal must have been amazing. He wasn't great. He wasn't. He didn't blow your socks off. But this is part of this Spanish team. And as you've all been saying, that's what it's all about. It's about these 11 players all playing together.
And we saw Lamine Yamal coming back, tackling Mbappe as well. We almost got a yellow card, but it shows the involvement of every Spanish player.
Also the players that come from the bench.
Yeah, of course. No, everything was perfect on their side. And they're showing, and it's why the star system that we are trying to put on medias, where we try to find absolutely Mbappe against Lamine Yamal. We're talking about football. Football is a collective sport, and if you don't do the effort, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I mean, you need the stars.
Yeah.
And they are, they are the
It's
show.
similar
and
conversation we've had about PSG.
We all love the
season,
stars.
about how it's really about the collective.
And they performed very well during this World Cup. All the stars they shown. I mean,
But
Mbappe, Haaland, and Kane, and Messi, and.
But as you said,
Bellingham.
Lamine is the so-called star of Spain, albeit an 18-year-old star. And he hasn't been the star, has he? He hasn't been the standout person for Spain at all. I don't even know who has been. But as you said, it's the collective rather than anything. It's a Yathabal who's not a big superstar in name. He's chipped in with goals. It's
Olmo has been great.
It's Dani Olmo, it's Fabian Ruiz, it's Rodri who's been great, and then as
Moreno
you
coming
said,
off the bench.
Yeah, and
He's been decisive.
Then the people at the back who you didn't have a lot of faith in,
And the French player Laporte.
but they've
You've done that joke.
They've conceded one goal, Spain. From Belgium. That's all. So fair play to them.
The problem is we talked about
Amazing.
France the other day, and in particular, I think one part of the conversation was, how's anybody going to beat this team? But there was always one. Remember, we talked about it the other day. All these stars, but there was one real weak point in that team. Luka Dean, left back.
Well, Jules Koundé as well on the right side. That was complicated too.
Yeah, but we felt that even though it didn't really work out with it being Lamine Yamal taking him to the cleaners, that side was a problem.
But why did we see their stars not shine today? Like, we were so excited about seeing Olise at this World Cup. He started well.
But Olise has been kind of absent for the past 3 games.
Yeah, didn't do much
Since the
today.
Paraguay we
Belly
didn't.
today as well. Did he do
It's just Spain are very, very good, aren't they? They're the European champions 2 years ago for a reason.
Why did we forget that?
Well, I think we forgot it because they were quite lethargic when they drew 0-0 the first game of the
Curacao.
season. Yes, when they were awful, weren't they? And you thought, oof, I don't know whether they've got it in them this year. And then suddenly, as they progress, they play better teams and their level of performance improves. It's as if they start to click into gear. Right, quarterfinals, we'll win. Semi-finals, who we're playing? We're playing the best team in the world. Right, we'll raise our game again and we'll beat them. And then coming into the final, they're going to be huge favourites again. Whether they reach this level, they mightn't have to reach this level because they're playing lesser teams in England or in Argentina. But they've certainly just gone through this competition without breaking sweat, really, haven't they?
Receiving just one goal is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We thought because we were questioning the team that they played against, but they just have proven today that they were in fact ready.
Yeah.
He was, but
Okay,
you know what he said?
He questions everything.
Well, he questioned. You know what he said?
Oh, yeah, we were all dancing on the table going to win the World Cup after they beat Drew Carousel with
Well, I told you
0-0.
after that Saudi Arabia.
You know what?
Saudi Arabia
To
3-0.
hurt me more, he said, have you seen that the French did worse than Carousel?
Yeah, but it's true. Curacao did a better job against Spain than your lot did.
Sure.
Individually, who disappointed you today?
The front four?
Yeah.
At first. And of course, yeah.
Why?
Well, because we didn't see them.
Is it just because Spain did a job?
Well, maybe, but if you are the player that we say they were, you should be able to lift up your level. And they switched off altogether. Dembele was kind of lost. Michael Olise making wrong choices, making bad passes, which is absolutely the opposite of what we have seen so far, and that was painful. And Bacola did try to do what he could do, but we saw the way he didn't do better. And Mbappe, that was kind of average for a player like him, and that was sad to see them like that. And after that, yeah, of course you have to talk about Dean, where you have to head the ball away, be secure, don't try to do that, and that was the beginning of the end for them.
When it gets to the knockouts, not that I would know, being a Scotsman, as you
God, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
yeah, as we always get knocked out. But when you get to this stage, or you get to the knockout, you're only, as good as you've been, you're only one sort of bad or average performance away.
Exactly.
Or one mistake.
Yeah.
Because you have to do everything right, and then you don't have to commit the mistakes. So today, Spain didn't make any mistakes, and France made a mistake. Just as the other day, for example, Belgium made a mistake, and it was perfect towards the end, and then Courtois got injured, and then there's a mistake, and Bellingham takes advantage of it.
And
against
it happens in the Champions League, it happens in the World Cup at the highest level.
Stage,
you talk about Olise, incredible,
His
great,
details.
Kane, brilliant. Champions League comes around, PSG go and knock them out.
Yeah.
World Cup comes around, Olise, fantastic. Kylian scored all these goals, and when the push comes to shove, there's somebody out there who collectively are just better than you, aren't they? And that's what it is with Spain.
But when Luis Enrique left the Spanish job, and De La Fuentes was hired, as you rightly said, he was coaching the 21s or the 18s or
20s,
the younger players. I suppose in Spain there was maybe a lot of eyebrows raised or questions asked. He's been unbelievable, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Not only has their football been good, it's not been as sort of possession-based as it used to be. It's been, not so much in this tournament, it's been getting it forward a little quicker, getting it into the front guys a little quicker. They've been brilliant.
But this is something that Spain does very, very well in the youth level and in the international, the federation that keeps the same coaches for a long time in the under 21, under 19, under 16. So they get to know all the players since they are very, very young. So De La Fuente knows all these players since they are kids. So that makes a difference when they grow up and they play all together.
And they trust them, yeah.
Yes.
Well, and you can see that because he gets the best out. All of these players, like today, were playing at such a high level compared to what we saw with France, where they obviously weren't.
But again, since when did Spain play very, very well today? Since the goal. So you have to do everything right. You have to work a lot for it, and then you don't have to commit the little mistakes and that make the difference in this game.
I think we shouldn't be too hard on Didier Deschamps. I mean,
that's what I mean.
Won the World Cup in 2018, finalist in the 2020. No, because we are questioning.
We haven't mentioned.
No, but we are saying that De La Fuente.
questioning changing the starting 11.
We haven't mentioned Didier Deschamps at all.
No, but I felt you had something behind, you know. And De La Fuente is doing great, you know.
No, but
we give the guy some credit.
No, and I'm okay with that.
So we're not analyse France.
And I don't try to defend. I'm not Deschamps' advocate. So
you were the one who brought it up.
the French process has been amazing.
Yeah, no, but it's what I say. I only one game, one mistake, and everything collapsed. And that's crazy because with all the things that Didier Deschamps did since 2014, building up that team. You were talking about De La Fuente knowing these players. Didier Deschamps knows those players very well as well. And that's just sad to finish that way. You want to lose, and you're ready to lose because that's football and it can happen. But that way, it was a non-game. It's so frustrating. So, what is it?
Oh, Jules will be sad, won't he?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well, he's going to cheer.
wait,
He's
let's
going to
get
cheer
him-
up for
let's get him
England.
on the phone.
Get on the phone and laugh at him.
He's going to cheer up for England, so don't worry.
No, he hates
Let's
it.
get him on before.
Oh, really?
Before
Yeah, really hates it.
before England play. Let's get him on the phone.
Let's get him on the phone, Bob. We can
Tomorrow,
laugh for 10
tomorrow,
minutes.
if we lose, I'm not coming.
The latest edition of the Gab and Jules podcast drop on Thursday as they reflect on what we've seen in these two semi-finals. You can catch up some of the past episodes as well. Be sure to check that out over on the website.
He's wearing the English shirt. Come on.
Yep.